All right, guys, it's a cold, rainy day. Jen's got work for a few hours. I can't get a lot done right now, so I'm going to town to get the few miscellaneous plumbing fittings that I didn't get, or the wrong ones that I got, and I'm going to pick up a big surprise. Jen and I are adding to the food forest here at the off-grid property, so we've been excited about this. The guy called me, said they came in, so I'm gonna head there and show you a little bit of the journey.
Yep, gonna make ourselves a little more homesteady now, guys.
Yeah, so we're excited about it. Come with me and hang out. You keep working hard, making money.
Yeah, someone's got to.
Love it. All right, guys, we're here at the Northern Michigan Blueberry Farm. North Blueberry Farm. So, here picking up some goodies today. We got a few bushes. We got a few bushes.
Yeah, we do.
You did pretty good. They had everything you needed at the... Where'd you say you go down?
Yeah, we go down to the Grand Champs Blueberry Farm. That's where they raise all these. These are all 2-year-old bushes.
Awesome.
So you can get younger bushes, but they don't normally transplant into the field as well. You can get 1-year-old bushes, and you can also get plugs. But some people have tried transplanting 1-year-old bushes and had some success. You got to have irrigation. You can't do it without regular water.
Yeah.
And the plugs, that's something you'd like raise in the hoop house for a year or two before you put it out in the field.
Better success rate. See, I'm getting all the tips, guys. Jen and I came here and did you pick blueberries last fall. When do you pick? First off, wait, this is Bob from Blueberry Bob.
Yeah, up North Blueberry Farm, and so we start picking usually around mid-July.
Mid-July?
Through Labor Day. Yep.
And look over here, guys. How many bushes did you say you had? 16 or 2,600 last year?
Well, in the field we have 2,600.
2,600?
Yeah, there's about 600 right here. Most of which are going back into the field is a renovation. We're taking out one variety and replacing it with a different variety. So
they weren't so successful, or just not?
They just
not
didn't
popular.
Yeah, they didn't do well here. One
Yeah.
thing that there's a lot of blueberry varieties, and some will do well where you live, and some won't. And everybody has to kind of figure that part out based upon where they're at in Michigan.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's why Off Grid with Jay and Jen started with 50 this year, not 100. We'll see if we have 25 by the end, in a couple years going. I didn't have much success with blueberries downstate when I planted them, but my trees all do good. My pear trees and apple trees, and I got a peach tree and stuff like that, they all do well, but blueberries I didn't do so good. So Bob has given me a bunch of tips already. The last couple times him and I have met up, and yeah, hopefully I can be successful. And if not, I know where to come to get blueberries.
right, that's right. We're here.
So, all right, guys, we're gonna load these up. It's raining. I'm not gonna waste any more of Bob's time, but he was gracious enough to let me, set this up and show you the process. So, let me get you set up, guys.
Yeah. The taller bushes are 10-year-old bushes. They've been out here for 10 years. They started just like these did.
Yeah.
Yep. Just
beautiful operation. So Bob and I also talked briefly. He wanted to add on a lean-to one of the outbuildings here, so him and I might work together this summer. And when are you going to start doing pruning? You said you do pruning. Did you start already, or?
We have started. We've
Okay.
been doing pruning.
Okay.
Not today because of the rain, but we were pruning yesterday all day till dark, and we have about a quarter of the field to go. We've got about most of it done. So
Good. You've been doing that for a few weeks already?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're on week 3.
As soon as the snow was gone.
Yep.
Looks like you got some budding already. That's good. Like a lot of budding.
Yeah, there's a lot of buds. They haven't really broke yet, but that's all good.
Can I show them off real quick?
Sure.
Not bad for northern Michigan. I mean, everything's pretty.
These are actually starting to to break. So they just changed in the last day or so. These are still
Now do blueberries produce well every year, or do they go in alternating years, kind of like some trees?
No, blueberries are pretty reliable every year, as long as, you know, they get pruning really helps, and then of course fertilization at the right times of year. Like as soon as the buds start breaking, that's when we do our first fertilizer application. Then we do another one in June. Well, we actually probably do we do 3. So coming up here, we'll do 3 applications, 30% of, you know, the total before July 4th, and then after July 4th you don't fertilize.
Okay. So do you use liquid or granular?
We use pelletized, granular, and we use pretty much just ammonium sulfate, nitrogen. That's it.
Awesome.
We don't do triple 12 or anything like that. And if I had a way to figure out how to put down something that wasn't man-made, something more organic, I would, but I have mulch down, and I'm not into removing the mulch to get fertilizer in and then putting the mulch back on 3 times. It's hard enough to get it down once every year.
I bet. Oh, it's beautiful here. I love it. Yeah. You've got a beautiful setup. The weather's not so beautiful.
It's a good day for blueberries. They love water.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'll have to make sure I set up more rain catchment, because we don't have a well, so I collect all our water from the buildings, and now I got a pole barn set up, so I'll have to collect more rainwater and make sure we keep them well watered. So
yeah,
and they like drainage soil, right? Like
well-drained soil.
Yeah.
They like well-drained soil, but they like water all the time.
Yeah.
So figure it out, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a losing proposition in terms of labor, but it's just the way it is.
You hit these every day. It doesn't rain, obviously, or not obviously, but you.
They get watered almost every day once bud break occurs. So we're getting. I just turned on our water to the irrigation system yesterday, so I'm getting ready for being able to water them every day as they blossom and leaf out.
We've had a couple of good summers. Like last summer was a little dry, but I think the 2 summers prior to that was pretty wet. So that probably, you're on a well irrigation, obviously, so it doesn't probably matter to you how much water you use. But anyway,
yeah, we see the electric bill. About triples. So
yeah, with the well pump running all the time.
Yeah.
So all right, awesome. Well, let's get some blueberry bushes loaded up here. There's the victims, guys. Hopefully my green thumb comes through and takes care of these guys. Yeah, I didn't know if they were in, what are these, like 2-quart pots or
Those
something?
are considered 1 gallon pots.
1 gallon? Okay.
They call them. I'm not sure they hold a gallon, but
yeah, I didn't
that's
know,
what they call them.
I didn't know how big they were, so I was like, I don't know if I need a trailer or need
Let me show you something here.
Yeah.
So when you go to plant, you pull this bad boy out. And they'll have varying degrees of roots, but most of them should hold together. Well, you want to make sure you break up this bottom with your fingers. Okay. Rough it up.
Just
don't worry about anything in terms of the roots. Just rough that up, kind of, because it's been pot bound.
Yeah, they get root
and the
bound.
Roots are going sideways or whatever, and they're not going down. Okay. And by roughing this up, they'll reach out. So you don't have to worry about the edges as much. The other thing I look for is when I do this is sometimes they'll have weeds in them, and you'll see the weed roots, which are white instead of darker kind of tan roots. So make sure you remove those, because obviously you don't want to start out with weeds in your
like
grow.
Seed or wheat.
There's a weed right there.
I was gonna say those. I didn't know if those were
like a few. Pop this out. Usually you can see the white roots of a weed. Yeah, see they're white.
Yeah.
Very white.
Oh yeah, perfect.
That's how you can tell the difference.
You recommend putting, if they like the well-drained soil, I assume you probably don't want to put peat moss or peat in the
Peat
bottom.
moss is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, it doesn't hurt to, like you dig a hole for this, to dig it twice the size of this,
Right.
and then take the existing soil and mix it up with peat moss, and then put it back. You'll have extra soil, but
Perfect.
you can figure out what you want to do with that. You know, I typically, what I like to do, you have a tractor bucket or anything?
Yeah.
You know, I like to mix up my soil in a tractor bucket,
Okay.
and then I put it back in. So I'll dig it out, throw it in the bucket.
Okay.
I'll have peat moss on one side of the bucket, mix it together, nice good mix.
But, yeah.
Because you're trying to add some biology to the soil.
Yeah. I mean, we have forest topsoil 6 inches, but underneath that,
Sand.
sand.
Yeah, well, beneath us, there's hundreds of feet of sand.
Yeah.
So
Lots
nothing
of
but
sand in northern Michigan. So.
Well, the Michigan state soil is the Kalkaska sand. So
Right. Right.
there you go. It is 40 or
It's not-
50% of Michigan is Kalkaska sand.
Yeah, we're pretty crazy. It's that
So
way.
do you want to?
I don't know if we should just slide over right here.
They'll bend over.
Think that'll stress
They
the
all
plant
fit
out?
right on the end. Yeah,
Probably.
they
I think they'll
will.
fit in there. If not, I'll throw a couple.
I'll bring them to the tailgate. How's that?
Whatever works.
And these small ones like this, you can just snap those off or snip them off, whatever.
Give
You don't.
the main plant.
Yeah, you want an upright bush, not a groundhog. You're not growing an ivy.
Right.
Everything should be upright. Anything going sideways.
Yeah, I'll do a little more research too, like you said, and like my trees, I have a general idea how to prune them and stuff, but you don't probably want to prune these for a couple years so they get situated.
Yeah, you want to get a good growth going.
Yeah.
Your focus right now is roots.
Right.
That's all you want to focus on. Like these bushes out here, you could come down through here with a flail mower, level them right off of the ground. They'd all spring right back.
Spring right back up because they're well established.
Yeah, for sure. Blue crop is actually one of the few varieties that doesn't need a cross-pollinator.
Okay.
A lot of blueberries do, but blue crop doesn't. So that's a nice thing about it.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen like any even wild blueberries in the land around us. Like you go up into farther north or the UP, it seems like there's a lot of wild blueberry. You know, a different type of plant, obviously, but so I don't know cross-pollinate, like you said. Different if they do it good on their own. That's awesome.
Right. Well, I'm sure there are some of the wild berries, which are going to be your, your ground huggers.
Yeah.
Stuff you got to be basically sitting on the ground to pick.
Right.
Yeah. But these, of course, are domesticated upright.
There you go, guys. Look at that. Half a truckload. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. So, well, thank you very much, sir. I'll get you the rest of your money, and we'll get out of the rain. You got stuff to do, though. You cleaning buckets, cleaning barrels.
I'm cleaning this barrel out because it had, I'm not sure whether it was algae or mold or both, but I want to put my apple trees I'm going to plant today in water for about an hour.
Are they
before
bare
I
root?
plant them. They're
not
bare root.
Bare root, yeah.
Yep. And so I didn't want anything causing my apple trees grief in terms of mold or this algae. So a little vinegar,
There you go.
some natural cleaner, killer.
There you go.
Kills
Awesome.
most everything if it's in the right concentration.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to put you guys away. I'll say bye to Bob, get him some money here, and I'll get back to the property. So, all right, guys, that worked out great. We got the 50 blue crop blueberry bushes in the back of the truck. Heading back to the property. Bob is an awesome guy. I've talked with him 3 or 4 times now, and he really seems like a down-to-earth, like, friendly guy. And I guess you kind of have to be that way because he does, that's why he does well with his, blueberry patch there and his property, and he does all the U-pick for 6 or 8 weeks in the fall. And yeah, he's very good at it. It seems like he has stuff figured out. So he was offering me all kinds of awesome advice and you know, telling me what I need to do, what I should do, and offered up fertilization advice, and offered even for me to come pick up a couple bucket loads of the red pine bark that he says works really good with keeping the plants healthy. So if you guys are in northern Michigan, check out Up North Blueberry Farm. I believe that's what it is, Up North Blueberry Farm. Check it out, and you'll meet Bob yourself. And like I said, he's a busy guy, but he's very friendly, very helpful. And yeah, we're definitely going to be going there for the next couple years until our plants get situated. So, and yeah, we'll see you back at the property, guys. I'm on the main road now, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll see you in a few.
Look at all the little blueberry plants. So many plants. Will they make blueberries this year?
I doubt it. I think it takes a couple years.
Which ones are blue crop?
Oh, blue crop.
What kinds were those?
I don't know. The ones that we were eating. Hope so.
I'll Google them.
I just put them in two line, or I don't know. Put them right in front of them. That way, gets into some of them, not all of them.
Get you guys in the ground here soon. Look at all those.
Should have took a picture of them on the tailgate with all of us, or a thumbnail before we.
Put them all back real quick.